Hey traders, this is Blake Morrow with Trader Summit. With me today, I have Mr. Jason Sen of Day Trade Ideas. Good to meet you in person.
Good to meet you, Blake.
All right. Well, you do some contributing on Trader Summit, yet people haven't seen you and seen at least your videos and a one-on-one interview. And I wanted to take the opportunity for you to tell us a little bit about what you do, how you approach the market, and maybe give us an idea of what you're looking at currently. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, well, I've been in the markets for about 34 years. I started when I was 19, so you can do the maths. I'm into my 50s. All I've done really is trading. I got into technical analysis 15, 20 years ago, and that's when I sort of fell into this business of providing technical signals. Initially, it was for banks and brokers, Deutsche Bank, Morgan Stanley, Merrill Lynch, that kind of thing. I was actually working at a brokerage house at the time, and I started putting out some signals on technical analysis, and they were like, hey, this is actually quite handy. So I thought, oh, maybe I've got a business here. So when I left the brokerage company, I set it up, and yeah, I've been providing signals ever since, covering Forex, gold, silver, oil, and stock indices.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Have you dabbled into the crypto market over the last few years too, with the popularity of and volatility of the cryptos?
Yeah, I love them actually. I only cover Bitcoin, Ripple, and Ethereum. And purely from a technical perspective, excuse me, only from a technical analysis perspective. But actually, I've been hired by a hedge fund, and I advise them too, which is great fun.
Awesome. Well, that's great. Well, give us an idea of maybe something that you're looking at now, like an example of an actionable idea that you might be looking at this moment in time.
Okay, actually, good time to ask me, because I've just been looking at the stock markets, S&P, NASDAQ, Dow, DAX, and there are some potential head and shoulders patterns there. Not huge, but they've built up over a week, so they're significant enough. And if the necklines to these head and shoulders are broken, and certainly DAX, S&P are pretty close to it. In fact, the DAX index bounced right off the support level, pretty much bang on 15,000 last week. There's a moving average there. There's the neckline to the head and shoulders, so it's bounced off. It often happens, especially on the first test.
Sure.
But well, put it this way: we have to have our eyes peeled, because if those levels start to break during the week, then it's indicating some further quite significant falls. I'm not talking about a crash. I'm not talking about 10, 20% off. I'm certainly talking about a significant move to the downside.
Yeah, and with that move to the downside, is there any, if it does materialize, what would you be looking at in the currency market maybe to take advantage of that?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. I'm not sure how this ties in, but the dollar index hit some really significant resistance at around 94.5 last week.
Yeah.
Anyone who does technical analysis will have spotted it. It's not, not rocket science. Big Fibonacci level there on the longer term chart. I think it was a 200-day moving average, if I remember correctly, something like that. So, it wasn't a surprise to see the market reverse from there. I think last time I looked, the index was about 50 pips from that resistance. So the resistance level is obviously working.
Yeah.
Does that mean the dollar would sell off on a stock market weakness? I don't know. Generally there's a safe haven issue there, isn't there? Certainly a flight into the yen you tend to see when the stock market takes a tumble. I noticed that gold has broken up above a short-term resistance level around sort of 1762, 1764. I had that as a short-term resistance level, and it was working well over the last couple of days. But I just noticed this evening, we've broken up through there. So I don't know, maybe gold's having a little rally on the back of potential stock market weakness.
Well, very good. Well, you know what, Jason, I must say I like your style, and I really enjoy having you here on Trader Summit. So maybe the next time that we meet face to face, you can show some of your charts and some examples of how you look at the markets as well.
I'd love to do that. Thank you.
All right, Jason. Well, thanks for spending your time with us, and thanks for contributing to Trader Summit as often as you do. And really quick, if I'm listening to this from home, how do I get in touch with you? How do I follow what you're doing?
Okay, well, you can just Google my name, which is Jason, and the surname is Sen, S-E-N. I'll pop up on Google there. But my website is daytradeideas.co.uk.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for spending your time with us today. And I'll look forward to the next time that we meet and we get to see your really nice charts.
Thanks, Blake. It's been a pleasure.